Well, could something like this be in your attic and maybe an antique? Well, you can see and shop antiques this weekend at the Wisconsin Antiques Dealers Association, the oldest continually functioning state antiques organization in America.
In the whole nation. Jim and Debbie McCardle are members of the association. They are here with a preview of this weekend show, and I can't wait to take a closer look at some of the things that we have on the table here. Nice to have you guys back.
Thanks
for being here.
We're making this a regular event.
We love having you here, and the things that you bring are always so interesting. I want to talk about that. Just a little history on the Wisconsin Antiques Dealers Association. It was founded in 1948, right?
Yes. The oldest continually functioning antiques organization in the United States. It says a lot about Wisconsin, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Tradition.
Yeah, and this show is huge coming up.
It is. It's a very important show. It's an important fundraiser for scholarships and grants in the state. We like to keep the money in Wisconsin, but we try and bring people from outside the state to come to the show and spend their money here.
It's fantastic.
Well, and when you say that, for people who don't know, you provide scholarships, and that's something you do through the association.
Right. Some people wonder why they have to pay for admission when they come to the show. The reason is because the dealers pay for the facility, the rental of the facility, with the booth rent that they pay. So when you come in and pay your admission, that money helps pay for the scholarships and the grants within the state. And this year we gave 2 scholarships, one to both of them went to McQuantico High School. It was a coincidence. And this year we've increased it to 3 scholarships we're going to give in Wisconsin. And
that's fantastic. You find students who can appreciate antiques, or how do you select them?
Oh, it's very interesting. It's nice because we target students who maybe otherwise wouldn't qualify for other scholarships. Sometimes they're not members of the upper class, higher percentage of their class, and so we target them. Anybody can write an article about why it's important to honor your family antiques, your family heirlooms.
That's cool.
And so they might send a picture of something and then write an article about it.
That's also one of the reasons why we're here, is to get the younger people interested in antiques. And the nice thing about this show is that you have everything from Tiffany lamps to, as you can see on here, you've got everything from perfume bottles to pistols and everything in between.
I like that. And you know, it's interesting you mentioned getting young people interested, because with all of these hit popular TV shows, you're inspiring a whole new younger generation of collectors, which I think is exciting. And what always excites me is when you bring things that are operational and trying to guess what they do. And this right here, it reminds me of, I think one time you brought a slot machine or something.
We did.
But this is actually, if people take a closer look, it's big, but this is actually a coffee grinder, right? And it works.
It is. It's a coffee grinder from, what, I think the patent date's 1873 on it, and you fill it up top here. You're not going to find one of these at Starbucks.
No, you're not.
Right.
Okay? But you fill it up top here, pour your beans in, grind it.
So it works.
And then
yes.
the little door here. Yeah.
Right there
So
is how
neat.
this opens.
You can still grind coffee in it, or I like to use it when we have company. We have a salad bar. We put peppercorns in there, and then put a little spoon down below, and you can grind your pepper and put it on your salad.
Cute.
See, that's fun. I love that.
Using old antiques in today's world.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So how, I mean, clearly you've got some really neat pieces. Is that what you think makes you different from other antique shows or flea markets that are around the area?
Yes, definitely. Our things have to be authenticated by a vetting committee the night before the show, so that the buyers, when they come in the day of the show, the 2 days of the show, they're confident that what they're seeing is authentic, and they don't have to worry about any reproductions on the floor. And our group is really concerned about educating the public, especially these young people you're talking about who are coming in from the TV shows, because they can come and talk to us who have decades and decades of experience and learn from our experience, and they can actually pick them up and ask us questions. How do we know old from new? That sort of thing.
I love that. Right. And how do you know what's really worth the price when you're looking at an antique?
Right. But Debbie and I go across the country. We go to different shows, mainly in the East. And the nice thing about this show is you can see really nice items, yet they're fairly priced. We couldn't go to the East and buy items like this at a decent price, but around here, you can buy nice items and get a bargain at the same time.
What about those pistols we're looking at? What are those cost, do you think?
Well, this one here is called a Colt Navy. It's a smooth bore, an 1861 Colt Navy, and the thing about it is the condition, because what you have out there is you have a lot of reproductions.
Yeah.
And this is the real thing, and all the serial numbers match up, which is important. But weapons are very, very collectible in today's antiquing world, and so we brought a kind of an example of each. The other one's is a flintlock pistol.
And this is incredible too. Is this a toy?
It is. That's really
This
interesting.
is 2 parts of it?
It's actually, there's more parts, but this is all we could bring because of the
Wow.
size. It's a very rare train made by the General Train Company in Chicago.
Oh, there's somebody in there.
This one is really rare. This is the only example that we could find that actually had the engineer seated. I think
Oh,
the other
that's
old
neat.
examples they've
That is
fallen out.
wild.
These were made in 1933 and 34, and then because of the Depression, the company went out of business. And the man that had owned these remembered looking through the window and watching his father, who had invested in the company, actually all the people in there making these things, as they were watching the very exact real model of the train going down the train tracks in Chicago.
Is
Oh,
this
there's a
Jiminy
lot
Cricket?
of-
The Jiminy Cricket, yep.
Oh,
Isn't he
in front
Yeah,
of
you said
Pinocchio.
you liked him.
Yeah, and I love
awesome.
perfume bottles.
That's
at
a
antique
really
stores.
rare one,
It's
yeah.
one of my favorite things to look at. That and some of the old brooches and everything. So this is that's a beauty as well. This is a really
Incredible.
beautiful bowl. And I know something new that's going on this year is that you've got a fish fry.
We do. Well, we've had one for 2 or 3 shows now. So,
flip it up.
it's Wisconsin. It's
Popular?
Friday night. We
Yeah,
have to have a fish
that.
fry.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
So what people need to do to find out more about the Wisconsin Antiques Dealers Show is, first of all, you need to know when it's happening. It's this weekend, October 4th and 5th. So that's Friday and Saturday,
Yes.
right? And it's at the Waukesha Expo. And it's the 62nd Fall Antique Show and Sale. You can get more information by calling 414-510-4441, WisconsinAntiquesDealers.com for more information, as well as how you can qualify or be involved in applying for a scholarship.
And grants, too.
And grants as well. And if you go to the website, you can also print off a coupon for $1 off. That's on the website for the show. Again, that website is WisconsinAntiquesDealers.com. Nice to have you guys
Oh,
back.
thank you.
Love it when you're
So
here. It's always
fun.
great.
Pleasure
Thank
as
you so
always.
much.
Thank you so
All right.
much.